What's up, guys, and welcome back to our channel. This is Married with Popcorn. I'm your boy Rel.
Kelso?
And today we are going to do something a little bit different. We are going to do a review of House of the Dragon 1 through what?
5.
Let's
One
do
through five.
Yeah, 1 through 5. Yeah. So this episode, if you didn't know, it will contain spoilers. And if you don't want to be spoiled, then now is your time to leave.
But not before you hit the like and subscribe button.
That is right. Yeah. Yeah, let's start with episode 1.
Okay.
So we meet the family. Of course, this happened like
100 years before
100
Daenerys Targaryen was born.
Right, 100, close to 200 years. And yeah, so we know the king.
Mm-hmm.
The king is, he's a kind man, it seems like. Viserys, and he has a daughter. She is his only daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And he has not yet got an heir. His wife is pregnant with the last one. And I want to say, she's getting close, right?
Mm-hmm. So they do realize that they're pretty sure that it's gonna be a boy.
Yeah.
So they have like a celebration and everything. The wife, says that she's kind of over this whole thing. They keep having like miscarriages, and
right.
she's just,
she's over it.
So basically, if this wasn't gonna be a boy, I mean, it is what it is.
And she now's the time. So she's giving birth, and it doesn't work out, and the king has to make a tough decision.
Mm-hmm.
Try this new science of a C-section out.
Yep.
And
basically the mom is gonna die from it,
or
100% of the time back then.
Right. Yeah. Or try to save the baby or lose them both.
Mm-hmm.
He chose the baby, lost it anyway. So how do you feel about that?
It was I wasn't expecting it, but it makes sense. They're kind of setting up everything for, Rhaenyra, which we know is supposed to be...
Right. No, I'm asking, like, do you think he chose the right answer, or like... back
no.
then... back then it was either lose both or lose one.
Yeah,
and he chose to lose one.
So you had to choose one or the other.
And they cut like...
Well, okay,
they cut like right in the middle. That's wild.
Did they?
Yeah, they like started right here.
I remember they did it the way they do it now.
No.
Well, no, I guess you're right. I guess back then, even like in the 90s, I'm pretty sure they did it straight down. Anyway, I don't know.
Well, yeah, I remember, and it went like it was straight down. So that there's a 100% chance she was going to die.
Yeah.
If they were to do that, which
I don't know. I feel like yes, he can save. Okay, so cutting out the baby would possibly save the baby, right?
Right.
But
if the baby's still alive.
But if they don't,
then the baby's gonna die inside the mom.
And then what?
Both of them are dead.
Okay.
Because the baby's still gonna come out, but it's the wrong way.
Right. So there's
it's
no.
feet first,
so there's no way for the mom to live.
Right.
In that case.
Right. She dies 100% of the time.
Then, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if she lives, she could have more kids.
But she didn't want more kids.
Yeah, she doesn't want more kids, but
That's
a decision that they have to face again.
Yeah.
When the time comes,
Yeah. So, the king turns around and says that Rhaenyra, his daughter, is to be queen.
Mm-hmm. Once he realized, it just wasn't gonna be...
Right.
It just wasn't gonna happen.
Right. So, I think that was the right move,
I think so.
Obviously this is a different time, but, who cares if it's a queen and not a king? Like, it's still, I know we're kind of jumping a little bit, but like as it is now, like the episode 5,
Mm-hmm.
like the the new queen, she, she's kind of, taking lead.
Yeah.
So like, what's the difference? you know.
Speaking of, like, I feel like that scene. So, I guess we're gonna be kind of jumping back and forth, but so when she comes in, right, during that speech, during like the celebration dinner, and the king was going on a speech, and she walks in with like that green gown,
Oh,
comes
yeah.
in late with a statement. You know what I mean? That was like the old times, or what is it? Old Tale?
Old Town.
Is it Old Town?
I think it's Old
Old
Town.
something. Old Town.
Yeah. Something's
Tradition.
Old. Something's old.
Meaning that she was, ready for war. So that I feel like that was kind of her making a statement, like, I'm I'm owning my queen status now. I'm kind of done
Yeah.
with the princess BS, and I'm stepping in now.
I mean,
I'm gonna
she gotta do what she gotta do. I don't really agree with it.
Yeah, she was.
Because she like she wasn't lied to,
Mhm.
right? Like Rhaenyra told her that Daemon never touched her,
Right.
which isn't 100% true, but it's still true. Like they didn't.
To what she was accusing, yeah.
Right. They
Right,
didn't.
right.
They didn't have sex or anything like that.
Mhm.
Now Cole, Kristen Cole.
I liked him too. Such a disappointment. I liked him. From like the first episode when he like kicked Damon's ass when they had the tournament.
Right.
Damon was like super cocky.
I mean,
he
but
went in.
I mean, you could also fight for him, saying that it wasn't his fault.
No,
Like she, as the princess, was like, I order you to jump these bones.
That's fair. I mean, yes. That's fair.
So I mean,
I get his emotional side of it. That I get. I don't like that he gave in so quick. Like he has
no choice though,
Yeah, I mean.
But because if you were like, oh no, I'm not doing this, she might get mad. She might do something shady. You know how back in the day, like
Right.
you're
Well,
eating your porridge
true,
or
that's
whatever, and then you just flatline or something. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
But,
he caved for the fishing when the queen was like just asking him, so what was going on that night that Rhaenyra had left her room, this and that, and he like dove right in, like he took the bait right away.
So I don't think it was a bait, right?
And not like
I think she was going to tell him that she thinks that her and Damon were doing something.
Right.
Like she really
Right.
thinks this, but he mistook it. He misunderstood, saying, "Oh wait, they know."
Mhm.
So if I don't say anything, and then they go like, "Oh, Kristen Cole, we know you did it." Now I'm in trouble because I didn't say anything.
I don't think she even got to finish her question.
Well, she didn't. But like that, that's going back to what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
if she finished what she was saying, and that thing that she was saying was Kristen Cole, I know you did this.
that's fair. I mean,
Then
yeah.
his head's on a stake.
Yeah.
But if he jumps in and goes like, "Hey, listen, I did it. I'm sorry. I didn't want to do it. Whatever." Now you can't really. You can punish the man,
Mhm.
right? But like you're less inclined to punish him because he he admitted his faults and he
Right.
felt bad about it or whatever. So I get why he did it,
Mhm.
but he should have just like listened to what she said.
Yeah.
Like don't deny it, but just listen to what she said.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I get it. Like, I felt like he did care for her. You know what I mean? Like deep down, he did care for her. He did like her, but he's just. I guess it wasn't worth it to him to be like a side piece after all that. After all that he sacrificed. For
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which
That's fair.
I get that.
That's fair. See, me, I feel like he was most upset about his status. Like the whole chastity thing and like him making the oath or whatever, or like breaking the oath.
Yeah.
And I think that was the main thing that really set him off.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think that he liked her or whatever, but like,
Yeah.
he was really about that white cloak.
Which I feel like he was also kind of trying to convince himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He was like, you know, I thought that I could, like, I felt like it would kind of save my white cloak if we got married and became this thing, because now it really doesn't matter that I lost it, you know, because we're together. So yeah.
Like that was never
like,
going to happen
right.
though. Like he is just a soldier, and she is going to be queen.
Yeah.
Like she's not gonna be looking at him. And once she becomes queen, she might have even had him, you know, in her bed every night.
Right.
You know. But what do I know?
I mean, it wasn't about that life.
All I do know is that there's a lot of dragons in this. Mm-hmm. And I know they say, you know, not every dragon egg hatches or whatever like that, but there's a lot of dragons. And they all, like, disappear.
Yeah. I feel like they show a lot of dragons, but not often enough.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they didn't show it as often as they did with Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I feel like they do introduce like more dragon characters and more dragon like species, I guess. But you see them like once an episode and like that's it. You don't really get like that bond, which I thought that they would when they introduced Rhaenyra and how she was like, you know, kind of learning about her character. She's more of a tomboy. She's a dragon rider, things like that. And I thought that they would show a little bit more of that bond, like they did with Daenerys and her dragon. There was like definitely like a bond there. Like it was her pet. It was her dragon.
Yeah.
They don't really show that much here.
And part of that kind of makes me think like because dragons are so abundant back then, like Rhaenyra's like, oh yeah, this is my dragon. But you also got a dragon. They got a dragon. He got a dragon. She got a dragon.
That's fair. Oh, that's
so
true.
this
that's
is just
true.
my dragon. But with Daenerys,
that's true.
These are her babies. These
are
aren't her dragons. These are like she's the mother of all dragons or whatever.
That's fair. Because in the future, like later on in the future in Game of Thrones, you're right. It is like very more sparse. Like that's what made her special. That she was the dragon lady. Dragon lady. Yeah. No, that's a good point. Yeah. Okay.
And you know, comment down below if you have any input with the whole dragon thing. But yeah, so like House of Dragons is good. It's getting crazy.
I really like it so far.
Yeah,
I appreciate like I don't know. I feel like it does have a lot of the same kind of dark undertones, kind of the same themes as the first one. Yeah. So I appreciate that. But I feel like there's definitely more softness in the storyline. Like Viserys, for example, he's a very gentle king. There's a lot of emotional things behind him. Like he's a good guy. And even with Daemon, who's like an obvious, you know, villain really in the earlier episodes, like he's a bad guy, but then there's also like moments where they try to show
he seems human.
Yeah, they try to show his softer side when it comes to, you know, his family.
Right. And so yeah, the Game of Thrones with Daenerys, like you know, watching the first and second episode and stuff like that, and like he was getting all these cuts and he was getting all these swords and stuff like that. I was thinking like, oh, is that like symbolic of like the throne, like saying that he's not worthy of it?
Yeah, like he's too weak for this.
Like he's too weak for the Iron Throne. Yeah. But yeah,
that was crazy. Like almost every episode, like his arm was just getting worse and worse. Yeah. Like, yeah, I was saying, like I was telling you, like they need to just cut it off at this point. Like they had the maggots on there and all the like the baths and stuff. They just need to cut it off.
Right.
Do it Herschel style, you know?
Yeah.
Just get rid of it before it gets worse.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, lose an arm.
I mean that's
I mean, that's what you gotta do.
That's exactly what you gotta do. But yeah, like he was just, I don't know. I was thinking that he could call it tetanus. Like he was getting like cut every single.
I mean, he might have.
I mean, yeah,
that's probably why I was affected, honestly.
But
cutting off what is
like every single time he sat down, he got a new cut, new bruise, new whatever.
That's true. Which you know, of course, they didn't. You know, that wasn't really a thing in Game of Thrones.
Yeah. It's because everybody knows to cover up. But yeah.
Yeah. So, what else? Allison.
Allison.
Her whole thing.
Allison and her dad.
Mhm. Yes, Otto.
Otto.
I don't know. What do you think? Like, do you feel like he was like definitely scheming the whole time, or like?
I think it's kind of half and half, right? So he was like, they were saying that, like, he was, I forgot the role that he was in, but like it was like low, not quite squire, like, but not, he was really low. And then like after like the first 1-2 years, he was the hand of the king, which is like the highest that you can go. So I mean, that doesn't happen unless you're like very lucky, very good, or scheming. I think that he was genuinely lucky, or really good at what he does. But now, as the hand, I think he started to scheme. Like, oh, I'm this close.
Because he has the power,
right,
to kind of get in the king's ear.
Right, I have this power. Like, I'm not saying that he's, trying to get himself in the seat, but he definitely wants the bloodline in the seat.
Yes.
Like,
I mean, he nonstop talked about Aegon. Well, first of all, the fact that Allison is even the queen was all his doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go ahead and get in there in your mom's dress. Go ahead and talk to the king for a little bit.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Like
he was definitely scheming. Mm-hmm. He took his daughter, who was like a teenager. I mean, I know that's like the thing or whatever.
Right.
But like, he took his daughter, went to the king, and was just like, "Hey, have my daughter." Pretty much. Like, this is the dress that I used to like. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Creepy.
It is really creepy. But he was scheming. That's the whole thing. He wants his bloodline in the seat.
Yeah.
And now that they have Aegon.
Yep. Big drama. Right after he named Rhaenyra as his successor. Mm-hmm. Here comes Aegon, and she's pregnant again. Yeah. So he wouldn't let it go.
I mean, what he was saying was facts, though. Because, like, what he was saying, and this is why I say it's, like, half and half. Like, half of it, like, he actually is, like, thinking as a person. Mm-hmm. And half of it, he wants his bloodline in. So he was spitting facts when he was saying, hey, the king's gonna die. It might not be tomorrow. It might not be next year, but he's gonna die. And when that happens, everybody over here is going to be thinking that Aegon is going to be the king. And when they turn around and say that Rhaenyra is the queen, that might start a civil war. Mm-hmm. Do I think it's gonna be that serious? No.
It might be.
I mean, it might. It
might be that deep.
I don't think so though. Because who's gonna say something? Because the first person that says something is gonna have their head up there, right, like on the spike. Like, who's gonna say something?
I mean, with all the drama. I mean,
she will have to look out for.
She would be like the first, because like even I forget her name, but like the sister, the king's sister.
Oh, the queen like that wasn't, or
the queen that never was, or something like that. Like she had all the things. Like I mean, she was speaking the truth, but. She was, she was a little, she was salty about it.
Of course.
So
she's the queen that never was. Yeah. Like she was supposed
like that was like her official title.
Right.
Oh, there's a queen that never was.
Right. Like she.
Yeah.
Of course, I would be salty too if I was her. But I mean, she married well, I think. Like, she's still up there.
Yeah, and they're still trying to get back in there.
Yeah.
Trying to get, they tried to convince the king to marry,
which was weird,
Lady Lena, which was like, what, 7 or 12 at the time?
Yeah, that was,
And when she had that conversation with the king, that cringy conversation with them in the garden, like, saying, like, basically, where he was basically like, did your mom tell you to say that? Did your parents tell you to say that? That's hella fucking weird. Like, that's hella weird. But... I mean, they were trying to set them up.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's trying to get in there. It's all about the bloodline.
But then it kind of worked out for them anyway. Once, once Rhaenyra agreed to marry Sir Laenor Dabrowski.
Yeah, and also at the dinner, when Damon was talking to
Yeah,
what's her name?
they kind of planted that seed. They're gonna be love interests for sure. I think so.
Yeah. But yeah. So all that was, I mean, it's there's just a lot of weaving. There's a lot of spider webs everywhere that you step in the wrong spot, then you're gonna get got. A lot of people that sour the king is just like smiling all the time.
Yeah. Who's your least favorite character?
My least favorite? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that because like I like all characters, But who do I feel like needs to stay away from the throne? Damon. I might catch some slack on that, But everybody loves him.
Everybody loves Damon.
I get it, whatever.
Yeah.
But like he needs to stay away. He's a schemer. He's a schemer. Like when he was talking to his wife. By the way, she took it like a champ. Like she fell off the horse.
Oh
her
my
arm
God.
broke. She didn't
She
say a
coulda lived.
word. She could have lived.
She could have.
But like I would have
she
been
wasn't
like,
gonna go
ah.
oh my God.
Like
Yeah,
I would
she
have been
didn't
like,
react.
ah.
Yeah.
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 But no, she took it like a champ. She was just like, Craven. Don't say Craven.
No, that will get you got.
That will get you got.
I mean, I'm glad that happened though with that kid. One of the guys.
Oh, the little kid?
The kid that was I forget what they call it.
Well, they called him Craven, and then he pulled out the.
I mean, I forget what they were doing, what they called it, where they, they all lined up to talk to Rhaenyra, basically trying to convince her like
I'm the one for you.
They're the worthy ones.
Right. Yeah.
And she's like, okay, but you're a child.
Which is like, that's kind of disrespectful because one, if the roles were reversed, obviously, like the boy was up there and the girl was a child,
right?
Then that would have been fine. But
right.
if it's a young lad trying to get, then it's a problem. But no, I'm proud of that kid.
Yes.
That
he stood up for himself.
Stood up for himself and won.
Yes.
Like, bet no one will call him a Craven now. I'm telling you, that Craven thing. People get killed over that.
And when so going back to like the dinner, the celebration dinner, when freaking Kristen went in on that guy, I was not expecting that. So I thought the big drama was gonna be between Daemon and Rhaenyra when the king was like kind of looking through the crowd and you see them, they were just about to like kiss or something like that, right? And then it went south, and he went in. That was brutal. Oh my gosh, I can't even.
But at the same time, like, for what? And maybe like comment in the comments if I'm getting it wrong. But like the guy was just like, hey, I know your secret, and I also have a secret. Like, I mean, I get it. It's kind of like blackmail, but now you know his secret too.
Like we're even.
Like you're even now.
I feel like.
So, and I understand I didn't read the books for House of Dragon, but like I understand that was supposed to be done differently. Like they were supposed it's like he still gets his face beat in by Kristen Cole, but like it's like later.
Maybe
but like I don't understand. Like you're on the same playing field.
Right.
My guy's going after your girl.
I think because the fact that his face gave away the whole story for him. Like he already knew what was going on just by seeing him. Like just like, yo, bro, look at this guy. Look at his face. Like he looks hella upset.
Right.
So I feel like just the fact that
it could have been anybody.
Was able to read that on his face, I feel like it was just a trigger for him. Like Kristen was just triggered by the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like he was clearly upset with it, and like he just wasn't gonna have it.
Yeah. I don't know.
I just.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Serlenar. Like, I can't,
weird.
like, I can't imagine. Like, I don't know. That was rough.
Yeah, no, yeah, he definitely felt some pain that day.
That was so bad.
Yeah, but I was for sure, like, I thought that he was going to die the second that he took his clothes off.
Oh yeah, you kept
like,
saying like, yo,
I was
about to
like,
get
yeah,
got.
he's about to die. Like, he is about to get murdered.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, now it seems like he's, you know, especially with the queen like saving him from killing himself, they're definitely gonna get close. So I think, you know, some type of relationship's gonna happen. Not like relationship, but like I feel like they are going, like he's going to be probably her next like friend or whatever. She feels like she's by herself. Her and Kristen.
Oh, the queen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I feel like they're gonna get close.
Yeah.
Especially now that they're kind of on the same playing field, because now they're both, you know, like they both hate the same people with Rhaenyra, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But yeah. Looking forward to all the rest of the episodes.
Yeah. I don't know how many episodes it's gonna be, but I mean, so far we're what, like half? I mean, maybe halfway, a little over halfway, if they're doing.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think, and this is probably just because of, you know, Netflix in my brain, but like I think it's gonna be like 8 episodes, but it might be more. It might be like a whole series, you know, season.
Yeah.
Like 10, 12, whatever. But
So far, so good.
so far, so good.
Kind of interested to see how, I mean, things are gonna go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's all I got.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you like what you see,
Let us know by hitting that like and subscribe button.
and comment below, let us know what you're watching.
We'll see you on the next one.